Hello everyone! We are back and ready to create a collage. What's a collage? Well, a collage is when you cut and glue paper onto another paper. We are going to use shapes on our collage, and we are also using an artist named Henri Matisse for inspiration. Henri Matisse? Yes. Henri Matisse was an artist who used to say, "I draw with scissors," and he would cut out all kinds of shapes and glue them on canvases and makes all sorts of art. So we are going to use shapes and continue our exploration of line to create these shapes. Now, I am trying to make an organic shape. An organic shape is one that I make up, and I'm using these lines as inspiration. So here I have a zigzag line on my organic shape, and I used a wavy line for this shape, and my goal is to use every kind of line that I see on my guide and create a shape out of that line. So what other kinds of lines can I use? Let's try the spiral. I can't quite see the spiral, so I'm gonna cut a little bit out so that there's a space between where I can see that spiral. Now, there is a trick I'd like to show you, and when you fold paper, you can cut shapes out, and when you have the folded paper and you cut on that stacked piece of paper, it will create duplicate shapes. So that's a fast way to create shapes. I'm going to use that for my dotted line. I'm going to cut on my folds just so I can stack that paper a little bit easier. I'm just stacking paper and cutting out shapes for my dotted line. You can't see it because it's kind of off to the side, but you'll see it in a second. What other kinds of lines can I create shapes out of? Now, sometimes I'm cutting my paper down because I don't need all that paper and I don't want to waste it. So I'm just cutting my paper down to the size that I need. And my goal here is to use every line on my guide and find a way to make a shape from that line. So I'm not going to stop until I have every single line here. And then I'm going to glue my shapes down as I create those lines and shapes. Now in this video, I just showed you how to create all the lines and all the shapes. Man, I learned how to create so many shapes from these lines. We've been using them so much that I didn't even know I could create shapes. Yep, we have organic shapes and geometric shapes. Oh man, I can create so many shapes from lines. Now, when I glue them, how do I prevent glue from getting on the table? Well, you're gonna get a scrap piece of paper and take those little tiny strips that you're gluing and put them on that scrap piece of paper. So I recommend gluing as you cut out, because if you just cut out a bunch of shapes and then we get to the end of class and you have nothing glued down, you might lose those shapes because they'll fall off your paper. So I think of glue sort of like sunscreen. When we put sunscreen on, we don't want to miss any spots because we don't want to get burnt in that spot. When we put glue on our paper, we want to cover all the spots so that our paper doesn't fall off. So I'm just covering each spot so I know that I'm protecting my paper from falling off and getting lost. Adding sunscreen and protecting my paper from falling off. Of course, I'm going to add my artist's signature in a cool way so the audience can see it, and clean my brush. So I hope you enjoy making your collage. I can't wait to get started. I have so many ideas. Organic shapes, geometric, collage, here I come. Don't forget to use those lines, all the lines you can find. Enjoy class, have fun with your collage.